Beyond Good is a single origin chocolate company, and they grow their own cocoa beans and make their chocolate in Madagascar. It's the first chocolate of its kind that's actually being made where it's being sourced, which is a huge deal. Even though 70% of the world's cocoa beans are grown in Africa, making chocolate, the finished product of chocolate in Africa, is actually incredibly rare.
Once you've had a single origin Madagascar chocolate bar, it's almost like you're tasting chocolate for the first time. You're not aware that chocolate could have such depth and such amazing flavor. Very hard to go back to a mass-produced chocolate bar that is a little bit bland in comparison. Everything that's on a grocery store shelf, it's all made with the same type of cocoa and it all has the same flavor. And that flavor is boring and bland compared to more unique varieties of cocoa. Like coffee, a cocoa bean is going to take on the flavor profile of the cocoa and the other elements contributing to terroir like climate and soil. Africa produces about 70% of the world's cocoa and the statistical equivalent of 0% of the world's chocolate. And so the cocoa is the raw material crop. It grows on a tree, and that needs to get transported from rural small farms in Africa into massive factories in Europe. It usually passes through 7 layers of middlemen who are completely invisible. And in that process, you lose any hope of transparency and any hope of a farmer making a living wage. That's why the whole industry is broken. 85% of the plants and animals in Madagascar are endemic. You can't find them anywhere else in the world. Flip that upside down, 15% of the world's species are in Madagascar. Madagascar has the highest rate of extreme poverty in the world. You have this hotspot of biodiversity where everything only exists in Madagascar, yet habitat's been destroyed. And that unique variety of cocoa I mentioned earlier in our chocolate, the Ursa original genetic variety, that actually doesn't fruit unless it's under 50% shade canopy. So as we plant more cocoa, we're required to plant shade trees above it in order for the farmers to produce cocoa to sell to us. In the case of our supply chain, I started to see a forest re-emerge. Lemurs, which only exist in Madagascar, they're going extinct. They have no place to go other than zoos. Could we start to provide safe haven for lemurs in the cocoa forests? Not only could the cocoa forest support lemur habitat, but it is actively supporting 5 extinct species of lemurs that live in the forests. And now we've expanded that research to include the documentation of other flora and fauna that are using the cocoa forests as a sanctuary.